Hello, everyone, and welcome to the FC Sports Podcast here, December 16th. I'm your host, Drew Grimes. Alongside me is Kyle Pearsall, and we have a tremendous, exciting show for you guys today. This one should be longer than last week, but not as long as the week before. It'd be nice in between. Let's make this a nice show here, all right? So we're going to start off with FC basketball and FC sports in general, of course. We're going to get started. We have the 0-5 Franklin Central team against the 3-3 Zionsville team at home here tonight. It's also a whiteout game here at 7:30. What do you think our, biggest strengths and weaknesses going into this game are?
I feel like our biggest strengths, I feel like we shot the 3-point ball really well last week against Ben Davis, And Ben Davis, there's a tough team. They're just a really tough team. We have freshmen starting. We have sophomores, all that. I think they're all, juniors and seniors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, really hard when you play those tough teams.
Yeah, I think it's also really hard, the experience gap and, the not playing enough time and just getting to know our players and stuff and just getting, the good team, compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I feel like tonight, with the atmosphere, always, a wideout's going to be on. Every single, wideout game that I've been to has been, super hype. Everybody's, even if, let's say we're, down by a lot, it's still going to be a hype game.
Yeah, even if, in college football, a wideout or a blackout game, they're always exciting and, exhilarating games. You always want to beat at them. So come out to the game tonight, support your FC team, and let's hope to catch our first win tonight. And now on to our next section. We're going to go right into IU men's basketball. Okay, so we're just coming off a tough loss against Arizona. It was in Vegas, which makes it a little bit tougher. But, we're getting back-to-back games technically on the road here. This one, our next upcoming game is against Kansas, number 10th ranked team, IU being number 14. It's going to be a very close game, I feel like. But it's also going to be a really hard-fought game. What do you think our keys to the game are, Kyle?
For me, the keys to the game is defense because as you've seen, Jalen Wilson for Kansas, their forward, has been unstoppable so far. So I feel like if we can shut him down, I feel like we'll have a lot better shot at winning this game.
Yeah, that's the thing. With that defense, Trace Jackson-Davis is a defensive monster. I don't know how much, because they're both forwards, so I don't know how much he's going to be able to contribute down low, along with, I think Malik Renew is going to step up this game a lot. I also think, we need to have a good guard play and just get the ball down low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I also, to go along with all this, the game's going to be really close, but I do, I don't know. I kind of worry for us a little bit. I don't know. Because, we're on the road. We're playing Kansas. And, especially not having Hutch Fino, that's going to be a big
Is
loss.
he still out?
He's still out with a back injury, yeah. So, I don't know when he's coming back. I don't know any updates. I haven't actually even seen anything this week, so I just assume he's out.
Yeah.
Haven't heard anything about him coming back. So, that's going to be a big loss in our guard play. And then, of course,
just to, put onto this, going into our road skit, Arizona and Kansas, I feel like we just needed to win 1 out of 2. Because if we win right here, we'll be 9-2.
Yep.
That's good. And we get a big win against a really, really, really good Kansas team.
Yeah, that could push us way up in the rankings and stuff.
But if we lose, we might fall out of the rankings here because we're 14th. That we'd be 8-3 at that point, and all of our losses have come to good teams on the road.
Well, besides Rutgers.
No, Rutgers was on the road.
Yeah. They're not that great of a team.
They just own us, though. So.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but Rutgers, man, I don't like Rutgers. Okay. So, yeah.
What are your keys to the game here, Drew?
Oh, yeah, my keys to the game. Getting the ball down low, getting Malik Renew involved, getting, our guards, great play. But I think my main key to the game is having great rebounding down low, especially with Race Thompson. If he only puts up 4 points but has 13 rebounds, that's a win for him.
Yeah, for them down low, obviously Race Thompson, because Trace Jackson-Davis is obviously going to get more touches.
Mm-hmm.
So if Race Thompson can just get rebounds and just contribute, I feel like that's better than him scoring 15 and not contributing except for that.
I also think our bench needs to come in and step in really good too. But I also feel as if, Trace Jackson Davis down low, he can't just do everything. You know, we also have to have the deep threat. We have to have all threats from all sides of the court coming in.
Yeah, and obviously playing at Kansas, that's going to be what
At Kansas is going to be so tough.
that's our toughest atmosphere I think we've played in. Like maybe Rutgers, but I feel like
Nah.
Kansas. I feel like Kansas is going to be our toughest.
Rutgers is just a crappy Big Ten school. So, but again, going off the rankings thing that you said, you know, I mean, we're 14th right now. If we lose, we're going to be 8-3. So, you know, I don't know what the voters are going to think about us, you know, if we stay in the top 25 or if we drop out because we're 8-3, though we could stay in because we lost to good teams.
Yeah, it just depends on what they think. You know,
As long as
it's
we
not in our hands. So.
Yeah, as long as I feel like we keep it close, I think we're going to be just fine and, you know, stay in those rankings.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean,
even move up.
I think it is a winnable game though.
Oh, yeah, easy.
To me, I feel like it is a win. I feel like every game now for IU is going to be a winnable game. There's no games that I feel like we should get blown out. No
Yep.
games that I feel like just we should lose. Honestly, every game is a winnable
Yeah,
game
oh,
from
yeah.
here on out. And obviously, playing in the Big Ten, you know, there's going to be tough opponents.
Mhm.
If you play on the road, like I've seen some craziness happen in the Big Ten so far.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just hard to comprehend here.
Mhm.
But yeah,
The forward for Kansas averages over 20 points a game and pretty much a double-double. I mean, that is terrifying. However, Trace Jackson Davis also averages a lot of rebounds and a lot of points. Also pretty much averages a double-double.
Mhm.
So, you know, I feel like if he can really contribute himself and, you know, push himself to really be what IU basketball is all about, as Bob Knight told him, you came here to win, not to play. All right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's going to do in Kansas.
I'm excited for this game.
I'm very excited for this one.
Yep.
This will be on my TV. All right, and so we have a 4-segment show today, and we just finished 2, so this is technically the halftime of our show, and it's also the halftime of a bowl game right now at the time we're recording this. Miami, Ohio, and UAB. UAB has the leads 10-6 at halftime. They've both missed kicks, one a PAT, one a field goal, but it's a pretty good game so far. Player of the game is easily, I think, from UAB, Trey Shropshire, the receiver, has 4 receptions for 120 yards and a touchdown so far. It's actually his senior year too. We did some research on him during the little break we had in between. We did some research on him, and he actually is insane.
I mean, the game that he's playing right now is insane. I mean,
insane.
this is crazy. 4 reception, 120 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Just think how many fantasy points that is.
I mean, yeah, if anybody plays college fantasy, I don't know if there is or not, but I mean, if you do,
if there was
this guy, you needed to pick this guy up for this
If there was
game.
college fantasy, I would play.
Yeah.
Also, it's this dude's senior year. This is his final game of his career. All right.
I mean, he's showing up for his final game, so I mean, good for him, and I'm really excited for him.
Oh yeah, I want to see him in the league someday too, especially in an Indianapolis Colts uniform.
Yeah.
All right. He's a senior. We need better receivers. He's a big guy too, 6'3", 195. He's put up consistent stats throughout his college career so far, and probably his high school career too. I mean, I just think he's an absolute monster.
Yeah.
You know,
All right.
being from Indianapolis, I think the Colts need to get this guy. And now on to our 3rd segment, we're gonna hit some fantasy football. Speaking of fantasy football, we're gonna get into some fantasy football. And so we're gonna go start, bench, pick up, and drop. All right. So Kyle, who are you starting this week?
Okay. My start of this week is going to be James Conner. Has put up some pretty good stats in his last couple of games, you know, coming off an injury. But I feel like he's playing the Denver defense. I feel like he can put up some really good stats for you.
That's a pretty good pick right there. I'm gonna go with start Chris Olave. I know a lot of people have him in their leagues this year. I personally have him on my team. He plays Atlanta defense, and Atlanta defense does not have a great history so far this year of protecting the pass. However, they do have some good corners, but I think Chris Olave is going to be able to, you know, outplay them in the, you know, passing game. Now for bench, I'm going to get started on bench here. I'm going to go with bench Austin Eckler. They're playing Tennessee. I think he's going to stuff in the run game. I think they're going to protect the flats. I don't think he's going to get anything out of the backfield. I think he's barely going to get 90 points, 90 yards.
90 yards. Whew. All right. I mean, he's been a beast so far, so Hopefully you're right on that. My bench, I'm gonna go with a little safer option than Drew here. It's gonna be Antonio Gibson.
Okay.
Has put up 6.9 actually in his last 2 games. Exactly that. And before that, he had been doing pretty good. But I just feel like this week against the Giants, I don't think he's gonna get many carries here. I think he's gonna be your bench for the week.
That's a very safe option to go with there.
Mhm. And now my pickup of the week. This guy I've been pretty excited for because I picked him up on most of my fantasy teams. Is gonna be Zonovan Knight. Double digits in his past 3 games. He hadn't played before that. Has had 11, 14, and 14 come into a game against Detroit. I feel like he can do really good in this game. And if you want to put him at your flex, I feel like it'd be a really good option.
That's a great option to go with. I'm going to go with pickup DJ Chark. He played the first game of the season, I'm pretty sure, was out the entire rest of the year, or so far up to this point. He's played the last 3 weeks. He's been incredibly consistent. In his first 3 games back, he's gotten 8, 11, and 14. That's actually pretty crazy stats right there to put up in your first 3 weeks. I think you can put him either at your receiver spot, which is actually where I have him up this week because I picked him up, or your flex if you need an extra receiver in there. You know, you can put him really anywhere in your lineup as long as you feel comfortable with him playing well. And we're going to add drop this week. And my drop this week is going to be, I know he already played on Thursday, but drop going into next week and previous weeks and, further weeks, going to be Tyler Lockett for me. It's got to be Tyler Lockett. Last night, he put up 10.3 points, which is actually insane for me. So, but I think, he did just break his finger. Late in the game, I think the fourth quarter, he broke his finger. Was something of one of their running backs previously in previous years. So, and it took him a lot of weeks to recover. He only has 3 weeks more to play. So I don't think he's going to be back the rest of the year. So it's a safe bet just to drop him.
Mm-hmm. And my drop for this week will be Perrine of the Cincinnati Bengals.
So watch it, Piron.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Joe Mixon is healthy. He's not questionable. He's not anything like that. He's fully healthy.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna get many carries this week. I know he's been popping off.
Yeah, he's been insane.
He's been insane.
Games.
I mean, 28, 17, 18.
That's insane.
And the games where he started or came in, but I just don't think he will put up any more of those stats.
So having the double digits, 15 plus, you don't think he's gonna get as many touches or
as
good
many
stats
touches
as
or stats?
Mixon
Yeah,
does now that he's back.
I feel like Mixon will get like more of the touchdown plays and everything like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So.
And now for picks of the week. Okay, so we're going to get started off with NFL games, all right? So if you guys don't already know the point system by now, we have 1 point for correct answers, 2 points if it's an underdog for correct answers. And I'm pretty sure the series is tied right now.
Tied or you're winning?
Yeah, it's one of those two. And if I'm winning, it's only by like 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
So the first game we're going to get into is we're going to start off with NFL. First game is going to be Miami and Buffalo. What's your pick here, Kyle?
This is a tough game for me because Miami just came off I hate to say this, but just a really bad loss to the Chargers. I feel like they should have won that game. And Buffalo, I mean, they're at home. They're obviously a good team. I want to pick the underdog here, but I don't think I can. I'm going to go with Buffalo.
Not that hard of a choice for me on the other hand. I'm going to go Buffalo. Miami just doesn't have the offensive explosion. I mean, I know that Miami beat them earlier in the season, but again, I mean, that was at Miami. This is in Buffalo. They're not used to that cold weather up there, I don't think. So I think Buffalo's got this one in the bag.
And now for our second game, prime time, Sunday Night Football. We got, honestly, a game that flew under the radar. I don't think anybody was looking for this Sunday Night Football game at the beginning of the season, but now it's one of the key games in the playoffs.
One of the top ones.
We got Giants and Commanders at Washington. Who do you got here?
Okay, now this one is hard for me because Saquon, he's just Saquon. Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, love him to death. Overrated.
Ooh.
Saquon Barkley has not been putting up numbers in his last couple of games. On the other hand, the Commanders aren't either. They haven't been putting up any numbers either.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do think since they're at home, Scary Terry's going to get something going. Terry McLaurin's going to get something going.
Okay.
The passing game, for the Commanders is going to be on point, and I think the defense is too good for the Giants. That's why I'm going to go with Washington.
All right, this is gonna be my underdog pick of the week.
Okay.
You know, I like my underdogs, and I feel like this is a good underdog to pick. Yeah, it's Saquon Barkley. I know he hasn't been putting up those numbers that he was at the beginning of the season. I feel like this is a good bounce back game for him. Same for Daniel Jones. I mean, I feel like he's the better quarterback in this game. So if he can just do what he knows to do, I feel like they have a good chance of winning.
Here's my only thing with Saquon. Have you seen that defense of the Commanders? The D line is insane. He's not going to get anything past the line of scrimmage.
No.
The linebackers are going to blitz him and box him like a fish. Okay, he's not going to get anything going. I just think he's
Nope.
going to be.
I think Barkley's. I think this is his breakout game. I don't.
Okay, that's debatable. And now we're going to get into college games. Okay, and so our college games are going to be or bowl games this week. UTSA at Troy.
Yeah, this is I guess the game of the day today. You know, just because I feel like aren't there only 2 games today?
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like this is the game of the day. You know, you have number 24 Troy going up against UTSA. I feel like this is a tough game. Both teams are 11-2. I don't know. I'm looking at the stats right now, and the UTSA quarterback. 31 touchdowns to 7 interceptions.
Whoa.
That is crazy. I'm going UTSA.
I don't even know who that dude is. That's kind of sad that I don't know who that is because he seems actually incredible. Comparing that to the Troy quarterback, 13 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. They do have a better run game. Oh my God, the passing game on UTSA is insane. UTSA is projected to win. And yeah, I'm going to agree with ESPN here. I'm going to go UTSA. All right. Now, for our last game of the week, we have Florida at Oregon State. All right. I'm going to start this one off, all right? Anthony Richardson, a projected first-round pick. People are saying the Colts are going to get him. I don't necessarily like that. I'd rather have Will Levis or someone like that. However, Oregon State's QB and receiver, just kind of okay. You know, their running game is just okay. However, comparing that to Florida, I feel like, their guy has 144 carries for 10 touchdowns. He has less yards, but I think Richardson's going to be the main guy here. I think he's just going to extend the plays, make this Oregon State defense work. This is my underdog pick. I'm going Florida.
I think I'm going to have to disagree with you. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm going the safe option here. I mean, but what can I say? Oregon State's a good football team. They're going to come. I feel like they're going to show out. I feel like their run game is going to be key here in their win here. I feel like they're going to win.
All right, since we both picked underdogs, if Kyle gets all of his right, he takes the lead. So, by like 3-2. So, This is not going to be good for me. However, that will conclude our show for today, December 16th. So go up and hope to see you guys possibly next week. Our show will actually probably be Tuesday next week. I'm your host, Drew Grimes again. Alongside me is Kyle Pearsall. And what are your final words?
Just make sure to show up for this wideout game against Zion. So I feel like this is going to be our first win here. I'll be there. So let's go Flashes.
I also feel like this could definitely be our first win. I don't know why against Zionsville. I just feel like it's there. All right. We'll see you guys possibly next week. If not, we'll be back after the new year, that first week into January. And so long for now. Bye.